Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. This is the Imperfect Ashlars Masonic Podcast. All the views and opinions stated on this show are strictly those of the host and their guests and do not reflect the opinions of any Masonic Lodge or Grand Lodge. What's up, y'all? We are finally back. We are the Imperfect Ashlars. What is this? 15 now. Episode number 15. We finally made
That
it.
many, eh?
We have been having to make some excuses. Holidays, weather, sickness,
Imperfect
a little
excuse
bit of,
makers.
yeah, there you go. A little bit of everything. But we are back finally.
This is Brother Zach Grice. I'm Brother Ben Head.
Yeah, that's us.
And we are the Imperfect Ashlars. Glad to be back.
Yes, we are. We're attempting the video thing again. We'll see how that works out. Last time I had to do some major editing on that. It was awful, and that may be part of why I was so leery about coming back and doing another one. But
And things have been so hectic too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
as far as with the
holidays,
with the
weather.
holidays and work and everything else, we hate to make excuses, but there have been a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Within Lodge too. It seems like we've been really busy.
Yeah, especially right there at the Grand Lodge, and then you've got all the lodge parties and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's a lot of that has kind of wore us out some. Not discouraged, it's just worn us out for sure.
Gives us something to do, right?
That's right. Well, and that's something too. I guess we need to wish everybody a happy New Year. Well,
Happy
Merry
New Year.
Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. I think we missed all the holidays.
60-25.
60-25. Oh, I had to think about that one.
Hey guys, just throw that on you. Happy 60-25, all you guys out there.
Yeah. Yeah, we've missed a lot of the holidays, and just now getting back, we've been through all the storm, the snow, winter weather, snowstorms, and all that. We're not used to that down here. But we just wanted to get on here and let everybody know we are still here, and kind of do what we thought we'd call the state of the craft address from our perspective. So just see what everybody's been up to, what each other been up to. I mean, obviously we go to lodge together, and we kind of know what's going on, but it'd be something we could talk about at least.
Starting out, tell me about your Burns dinner you attended Friday.
That was fun. We Zach Griffith and I, and so several others from St. John Lodge in Anniston, Alabama. They had hosted a Burns night supper, which is the Robert Burns. He's the I don't know what you call it, like the national poet of Scotland. Yeah. And so we got together, and me and Zach and Brother Steve Reeves from Talladega, we all got all kilted up and everything, and went and drank a little bit of scotch, and ate some haggis and patties and mash, whatever. I think that's what they call it over there in Scotland. But it was a lot of fun. It was just a good night of fellowship celebrating Robert Burns, which we'd call him Brother Robert Burns. I guess he is a brother, so. We definitely had a good time with that, and looking forward to the next one. I think Birmingham Valley Scottish Rite's doing one, I think in February, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll probably be at that. If I had to guess, I'll be able to make that one.
I'm looking forward to it. I think if I'm not, y'all don't hate me for this, but I've gone suspended in a lot of stuff. I've put all my focus into Blue Lodge, and obviously I haven't been at York Rite lately, and between York Rite, Shrine, and Scottish Rite, I think all three of them are suspended right now. So I'm only good in Blue Lodge.
Hey, that's what counts, right?
Yeah, I mean,
that's where it starts. That's what it's all about, Blue Lodge.
So what y'all been doing? Anything down at Coosa Valley?
We had a fellowcraft degree Monday night, and went off really good. We had some guys show up from Lineville, and they helped out on the degrees, and it's a good thing because we had a few officers that were out because of family reasons and stuff. So we needed the help, and we would have been shy had those guys not shown up. And that's what Masonry is really all about, brothers helping out brothers.
Yeah, yes, You're talking about helping out the conference we just did.
Wow. Wasn't
That
that
was a good
nice?
show of lodges getting
How
together.
many guys? I counted 55
I
when I
think it
was
was 55 was the head
55
count.
was the
Yep.
total.
Yeah, which is
And
good for around here. For
that is a really good
That's
conference for
our
around here.
entire county. There's what, six? I think it's six lodges in our county. So between them and we all, the way our conferences work is they split it up. So our lodge was assisted by Springville Lodge, and we did the entered apprentice degree. And then there was two lodges that did the fellowcraft, and then we all got together and did the master mason. And it was great to see that many people. Now, a lot of them were district lecturers and your Grand Lodge guys and stuff like that, but still a good showing.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
really nice turnout, and it was good. It's always good to see the brothers show up like
yes, it
that. And
is.
I enjoyed the conference. It kind of drug on a little bit, but I really enjoyed. I felt like we had some really good work
Yeah.
that was done.
And they do take a long time, and it does. After a while, you kind of start getting heavy eyed, and that's a little bit rough, but it's definitely fun. I mean, I love going and just hanging
My
out with
main
the
thing was I had
guys.
to get home and build chicken coops. I've been building chicken coops for days now. I'm about cooped out.
Heck yeah, we're going back to fried chicken every
Oh
night at
yeah, I got
mine.
my first egg yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm in
Uh,
the egg business.
well, what about in York, right? Any of that? Have y'all had anything,
No,
any
and
goings
I
on?
actually I was
Another
sick.
good
I had
idea.
a little stomach bug on the last uh chapter meeting and I was unable to be there. We do have something February the 3rd. It is and I have reserved a spot, but it's about let's see, I need to find where I texted Brother
No, that's
Scott. It's
Grand
about
York,
the
right?
Masonry and Christianity.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And I reserved a spot for that, and I think that's February the 3rd. That's
That's
coming
through. Is it Solomon?
King
King
Solomon's
Solomon
Temple,
Metro North, Metro Village,
Metro Lodge. I'm not sure.
Metro East. There we go.
I'm trying to find it, and I'm not sure where exactly it
I
is.
believe I got the emails for it as well too. Is somebody coming from? Is it Georgia?
Maybe so, and if I'll find you. I'm sorry, I should have already had it pulled up, but
We're
my
definitely unprepared.
we're not. It's okay. That's okay, but I do want that. It seems to be one of our topics here a lot is, we always get back on the issue of Christianity and everything. And that coming up, is, and regardless of how you look at Masonry, it was founded around Christianity,
Yeah.
and it all comes from the Bible, the building King Solomon's temple and everything. And I just like to hear someone who's more professional in their viewpoint on that. And I think that's going to be good. I think you
Yeah,
should go to
that would.
that.
If I'm available, I definitely like.
That's on a Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, well, I do believe it was on a Saturday. If he can find the information, we'll put it out there on here. Which hopefully I'll get this posted tonight because it's already
No, we're going to be
the
February. Well, we
28th.
almost
So
missed our January podcast, right?
yeah. Well, I don't think we did one in December. I think November.
Did
Well,
we?
maybe it was December. Um,
And
because we
I
talked
had
about
a
Grand
buddy
Lodge.
of mine from school. He hit me up the other day, and he was like, "Hey, when's the podcast coming out?" And that was last week, and I said Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then we had life gets in the way and all that stuff. So here we are a week later on Tuesday. And Walt, if you are listening, I apologize that we're a little bit late getting this thing out. Here we are.
He's looking for it.
I'm looking for it.
While you're talking about that, I actually got an email as well too from brother Hill down in Opelika at Twin Cities Lodge. I mean, and was talking about going more in depth with some of the stuff that we talk about
The
doing the
working
working
tools.
tools and the apron and stuff like that. And it might be a good idea. Maybe have a part two on some of those where we get dive a little bit
And
deeper into it.
there's so much information on the working tools.
Mhm.
It'd probably be best just to say, let's just take the square this time. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Do
Than
one
trying
at a
to,
deal.
cover all the working tools at
That
once. I
that's
mean,
not a bad idea. That could give us
just
a good number of episodes too.
right, break it down, break it down.
But yeah,
I said I had it and I don't have it. I apologize.
um, I believe it was Brother Winston Eaches who emailed me about it, or he was in the email chain at least. But
I've got a
um,
one from Brother Each on here, but I think it's about the them issuing the check for, and that's coming up. The Clay County Car Show. They're going to have the check presentation to be February the 15th at 11 o'clock.
Who is that? Is that put on by the Shrine?
The Shriners, and
Shiners?
that's going to be they're in the city of Lineville, and they'll as a check it raised a record $65,000. That's the 2024 Clay County Car Show raised
That's awesome.
$65,000 for the Shriners Children's Hospital in Greenville, South Carolina.
That is very
Okay, this $65,000 donation will be presented to Bobby Simmons, chairman of the hospital, Charlie Pope, member of the board of directors. We all know Brother Charlie, and several guys. But anyway, I think me and my wife we're making plans on going to that because we do love. I'm not a Shriner, but I do love working that car show, and I have thought about petitioning to become a Shriner, but I've got so many pokers in the fire that I don't know that I can do it right now.
I understand that. That's why I'm going suspended in all of them right now. And that's definitely, a good cause. I see, like you said earlier, that's what masonry is all about
Yeah,
is the charity
and
and
helping out,
helping people
children,
out.
and I'm going to add this too. In 37 years, this car show has presented over $955,000. They're approaching $1 million that they donated to the children's hospital,
That's
and
insane.
looking at the numbers, it looks like they will
Oh, yeah.
pass $1 million next year, and that's a great
That would
thing.
be awesome.
Isn't that something?
And just to be a part of something like that.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
I'm going to get you to go and help me working next year.
I'm definitely down.
It's
I'd
a
love to.
blast. It's a blast. A lot of good guys up there, a lot of good fellowship, and I really
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Well, good, guys. I always love stuff like that. And that's what we're trying to get to at Ben Jacobs now is trying to get out in the community and do some stuff. And
We do need to
um,
request and before it passes my mind, Brother Simmons that passed away,
past grandmaster,
past
yes.
grandmaster.
I've got,
Do you have the information on that?
I believe I just saw it. Uh, maybe I did not. I thought I had an email about it. Uh, maybe it may have been Facebook. I don't know. Nah, that's bad.
It seems like our altars are staying draped these days.
Yes.
I mean, I don't like it either, but it seems like every lodge I go in, and every time I go to lodge, the altars are draped. So we
Let's see.
we hate losing brothers, and y'all be in prayer for the Simmons family and the
Yes.
loss. And it's a big loss to masonry, and
Yes.
as well as to masonry, it's a big loss to the family. And let's just remember those family members and be in prayer for them.
Yes. Agreed. I was trying to look and see if they had the funeral information, but I can't find it on where I thought it was. But I'm sure it'll be on the Grand Lodge website, glofal .org or .com. If you just Google glofal, you'll see it. But I'm sure they're going to have a Masonic funeral for him, and I hate to hear that. It's bad that it's almost like we're losing more than we're gaining a lot of times. Which
That's two.
here lately we've done good with gaining, but I still hate to see the losses. But at the same time, we know where they're at.
So run down Zach is the worshipful master of Ben M. Jacobs, and a rundown of what's been going on at Ben M. Jacobs.
Well, we're about where we were last time, I believe. We've got still got the 200 apprentices, brother Kerry and brother Ben, that you've been working with, and I'm thinking he's going to get past here soon, hopefully.
Well,
Next couple of
Ben
weeks,
could turn
maybe.
the lesson in. Ben just wants to turn it in perfect, and
Yeah,
and I understand that. That's a good thing,
yeah,
and he's doing so good on it. I'm kind of I'm right there with him. Let's turn it in as good as we can.
yeah. I agree. I have no doubt that he's doing good just from the way he's talked about
How's
it. How
Kerry coming on? Is he
we've gotten him pretty well into it, about halfway through the
about
lesson.
halfway? Good
We've
deal.
we've only had the chance to meet. I think it's been maybe 5, 6 times or so. I'm gonna try to meet him this upcoming Thursday before lodge. Hopefully get a little further into it.
We had Monday night we made Johnny Cates Fellowcraft, and I'm pretty sure it would just be a few weeks before we're doing a Master Mason there in Coosa Valley,
I
929.
did get to. I'm going to give them a shout out. I went to Asheville Lodge in our county last Tuesday, I think it was, for Master Mason. And that's one of the best Master Mason degrees I've seen put on in a while. It was very good.
Nice.
They did, which I helped with it. I assisted. They let me be the senior deacon, which I've told a lot of people that's my favorite part. That's my favorite chair to sit in. I
That
love it just because you get to
that's the
so
one
much. I guess
that's the
it's
one
cool.
I've been chomping at the bits to do, and uh, I guess the thing that holds me back is the stair lecture. I sent you that thing on the
Yeah,
stair lecture
I
earlier
still hadn't got
today,
to
and
read that
we
whole
I think
thing.
we can
That
totally
would be
do
a
an
good.
episode on that too.
Yes, definitely.
But that's something I definitely want to do is to be able to run the senior deacon.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's once you get it and you're able to focus on it and don't have to worry about especially being master. You don't have to worry about anything else going on. You just worry about what you've got going on in that chair.
So when we were at conference, that when they did the stair lecture, I'm like, man, that's not bad. And then they
Conference
do, and
style is
yeah,
your secret word.
yeah, it's like, yeah, I hear it at conference, and I'm like, hey, I can learn that. And then I go
Mhm.
to Lodge Monday night, and they do the whole. Nicholas
Yeah.
Barnes actually was our senior deacon, and he did the stair lecture. He did an excellent job, and I was like, whoa, I was like, I remembered again of God, this thing is long, and that's a
Mhm.
lot of memory, and I do want to try to get to that point, though. You're gonna have to help me.
Oh yeah, it's we'll go through it some and we'll learn it out. Maybe we'll get us a little group up that'll want to learn it, and we'll go. um, we'll crush it.
We do have upcoming York degrees,
That's what I was going to say earlier. I thought they were going to be coming up.
and I
Was it
want to say that
March or April?
March. They are in March, and let me check my calendar. I want to say March 15th, but I'm not exactly sure. Nicholas told me last night at
Should be the
Lodge.
third
I
Saturday,
know
isn't it?
they'll be doing the
Chapter and
chapter
council.
and council, and then commandery at a later date.
Yeah,
And I'm not sure.
that's how we did ours. And I've got to say, I'm kind of glad they split it up like that because
Yeah, I
it's a
did it all
lot
in
to
one
take
day, and it
in.
was quite a lot.
Yeah,
When that's a lot.
and it's definitely fun though. Like I said, I've always leaned more toward the York right
Yeah, it'd
just
be
because of the
March the 15th. That'd be the third
March
Saturday.
15th.
Starting, I think the candidates have to be there at 8, and then work starts at 9.
Probably get
So,
some breakfast and
and
whatnot,
we've got a couple of guys. I think.
donuts.
Yeah. No. The Scottish Rite guys, they've been cooking breakfast, and it's a really good deal.
Oh, is it the KSA?
Yeah, yeah, KSA, they've done a wonderful job, and shout out to those guys, $5 breakfast. Hey, if you're a Mason out there and you're listening, and you're a member of York Rite, you need to come and visit on Saturday, third Saturday of the month. We have a
Yeah,
really good breakfast and a really excellent lodge that follows.
I've always enjoyed it, and that's one thing I hate. I hate that I've gotten to the point of having to go suspended, but um, I mean, I can always come right back. That's no problem. I just got to get my finances in order, and I'm finally looking at trying to upgrade my camper.
Uh-oh.
Either upgrade the camper or buy a house.
Or buy a house, one or the other.
I once I get everything straightened out, I'll be good to come back in, and hopefully by that time the kids will be grown enough. I can leave them at home, and I don't have to worry about getting the babysitter, and I can actually start making the meetings. But uh, Blue Lodge is the one I'll never miss it though. I won't miss it unless I'm just can't be there. But
One thing in, that one thing that's going on in our lodge, and I'm sure you'll agree with me on this, is we've had some really good numbers in
yeah,
attendance.
yeah.
I mean, B&M Jacobs is really, I'm
I think our last meeting we had 17, I
16,
believe,
17
16.
guys, and it seems like, we're stacking these numbers pretty regular, and that's a good thing. We've got young
Yeah.
guys showing up, and this is all the things that we talked about in some of our earlier podcasts and what we
Hmm.
would like to see
Yeah.
happen. More people come in, more interest,
Mhm.
more involvement in the community, and I believe you're going to the chamber
Yeah, the Chamber of Commerce, they're
break.
doing a business builder breakfast or something, and me and Terry are going to go to that.
And that's a good thing. That gives us visibility. It puts us
Yeah.
out there, and that's a
And
really
I'd kind of like to talk to them about maybe getting us a slideshow together or something and say, hey, this is what we do, and if there's anything we can do to help y'all out, let us know. Kind of push it out there that we want to be active, we want
right.
to volunteer and do work,
Absolutely.
whatever we can do. Try to get some fundraisers up, and I still like the idea of the bass fishing tournament. If we could
Absolutely.
get something going.
There's no reason that Ben M. Jacobs sitting in Pell City with a
Out here
lake
on this
in our
big
back
old lake.
door that we shouldn't have a bass tournament.
Yeah.
And I know that the sheriffs, the sheriffs, they do
Mhm.
that too, but there's plenty of room
Anytime you're gonna
for
be
bass
yeah,
tournaments.
anytime you're gonna be raising money, I think people will flock to it.
Hmm.
At least around here. I don't know about everywhere, but this community is a good one, and it seems like anytime there's something that happens, something a crisis or something like that, it's like they flock, and it's just everybody wants to help out. And it may be in vain, it may be them just wanting to get their name out there, but they're still raising money. um,
I mean, you go ahead. I've got to look up something right fast. Y'all don't mind me. I need to look up
that,
another email thing.
that's what
I'm
I was about to ask you.
trying to find some stuff here that I've lost.
Um, Well, and yeah, other than that, I think I've talked about it before, but we did get Brother Jeremy, got him all the way through. He's now a master mason. Um, we got Brother Jeff Hall has come in as a transfer. So, like you said, we're bringing some folks in.
Yeah,
We're
and
getting some more
we're the
young
same
blood
way
in.
at Coosa Valley. You know, that's my I'm plural members there, and we've got we've got a transfer and one fellowcraft.
Mhm.
What we need though, we need some new entered apprentices
Yeah,
to
some
come in,
younger
and
folks.
yeah, and not just younger folks. Hey, I tell you, the old guys,
Need
they
the
can
folks that are willing to work.
just people that are willing to work, show up and fill a seat, fill a station,
Hmm.
and help out. Lend a helping hand.
Volume a little bit. I'm still trying to get used to. Now, and while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. We've done all this stuff. We've got video and we've got a pretty good system going for our audio and everything. But I've been doing a little bit of research, and I think I'm going to look at trying to upgrade our stuff again. We finally got the good mics. We've got a pretty good setup going on. Other than last week or last episode when I had to chop it up and do some editing on it. But if if everything works out, I'm hoping it's going to be a lot easier for me, so it'll be posted quicker and can be shared out a little bit easier from my end at least. Um, but we'll get to that point when we get to it.
And here,
I've got a
here,
little bit of purchasing to do.
we can take care of that. Here's another announcement that I'd like to make of what's going on right now in masonry is the Grand York Bodies of Freemasonry will be having their the
Grand York, right?
Grand York Rite is
Communication.
Alabama's grand chapter, a Royal Archmasons, the Grand Council, Royal and Select Masters, and the Grand Commandery of Knights Templars Conclave will be held February the 28th through March the 2nd, 2025 at the Montgomery Marriott in Prattville.
Okay.
And looking forward to that. That's a blast always. And
I've seen a lot of the pictures and videos from that, and it looks like
yeah,
fun.
it's not quite as fun as the ball, but it's still a blast to get to to go and hang out with all the brothers and take the wives and
Hmm.
everything and wine and dine them, and that's just always a good fellowship. Just a
Yeah.
really good sound group of guys, and I love it. Can't wait
Now,
for that.
do they still have reservations open at the hotel? Do you know?
I
Or
don't think so.
okay,
I don't believe so because called uh when I called on the block of rooms that they had, I ran into a snag and everything, and then I went through just the regular route of getting a room. I didn't go through the block room, so
right.
they may still have rooms. You may can just call down there and get a room outright, but I don't. As
You
far
don't
as
get
the
the
block of
discounts,
rooms and
and
the discount, I don't think that's
yeah,
still there.
that's how it was with Grand Lodge when Paul called. I believe he ran into that same thing. They were out of rooms and
Hey,
tried to run him around, seemed like they didn't even know what they were talking about from what Paul said. And
And hey, we ran into that last year at which one was it? Was it the I want to say it was either the ball or the banquet, and I can't remember which one, but we had uh, somehow we had double booked the room,
hmm
and they were turning people away from the doors, so we went down to the hotel down the street and told one of the gentlemen that, hey, we have an extra room if you want to come back up here, but then there were other people coming in. It seems like they were getting rooms. I was
yeah.
just confused. It seemed like it was kind of messed up, but anyway.
Now I tried I guess it was the year I was senior deacon, so 3 years ago, maybe three Grand Lodges ago. Um, I tried to go through our line of communication to book a room and nothing. I called the hotel directly, nothing. They were out of rooms. So I had to get one across town in Montgomery. I mean,
Oh
it
boy.
was probably a 15-minute
Yeah,
drive.
when you start, you want and when you
You
get
get
to
down there and
Montgomery,
start
you want to keep your
fellowshipping.
brothers close. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You
Well,
don't want to get off to the edge of
you
town or
start
anything.
fellowshipping and having libations and everything, and then it's like, well, I don't need to drive now.
Yeah.
So it'd be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, finally get to where I'm good to drive, and then you got to wake back up at 6 o'clock in the morning, drive back, and get breakfast. And that was a rough one, but still fun. Still enjoyed it. I roomed with Dylan, and we didn't spend a whole lot of time together, other than the time we were asleep in the beds. But
Oh, y'all sleep
uh,
in the bed again?
no,
No,
it was definitely
yeah,
separate.
I couldn't resist that, dude. Oh,
uh,
man.
we did get double queens. So he had plenty of room, and I had plenty of room.
Oh, and another, we do have and this, this is just for if we got some of my home lodge guys from down there at Coosa Valley. We do have a cleanup day coming up February the 8th.
No,
And hey,
nice.
that's also for any Masons out there that would like to come to Coosa Valley 929 on February the 8th at 8 o'clock in the morning. Hey, you will lend a helping hand. We'll be cleaning up the lodge, cleaning the gutters, and cutting grass and all that stuff, making things look nice.
Got a housekeep.
Got to keep that lodge looking
Now,
good.
are you buying the steak dinners?
That's breakfast.
Okay.
I did say I would pick up the bag of biscuits,
All
but
right, I'll take that.
yeah,
Yeah, if I'm free, I'll be there. We'll bring it up. That's something we'll probably need to be doing soon at
soon.
Ben Jacobs too, is doing a good deep clean.
Hmm.
We've got so much that we've got a lot of old memorabilia, a bunch of old pictures, past master pictures and stuff that got ruined from I guess it was a water leak or
Mm.
something, and
Yeah, that's heartbreaking
you
too.
got to go through that and try to get all that rearranged and get all that situated back. And we got a lot of catching up to do on the past master wall as well too. I think we're behind by about 20 years. So
And hey, talking about masonry too, and what's going on instead of, I have heard that our Grand Master Richard Schultz has been very busy. I've heard that
I
him and
have,
his crew, they are
yeah,
going around and they're hitting the
and
lodges and
big shout out to them. They're our neighbor in the groups, I guess you could call it. And I've heard the same thing. They have done a good job of traveling around. Um,
traveling men.
Brother Ron, our Tyler at Ben Jacobs is a dual member up there with Brother Jay at
Morris.
Morris. Yeah, oh my gosh, the name always leaves me. It's Morris. It's in Morris, Alabama. Sam Thompson.
Sam Thompson.
And he said they had a bunch of their guys show up the other night for them. I believe it was a fellow craft as well. So shout out to them. They've got a good lineup this year, I think, and they're very efficient in work from what
And
I've
there's
heard too.
when you see as a mason, when you see the work performed well, it's a
Yes.
beautiful thing.
Oh, it is. It just
It is
makes me
such a
want to do
beautiful
it
thing.
more.
It does, and just listening to the stair lecture the other night, I was like, "God,
Mhm.
you learned that stair lecture." But I'm like, man, Yeah, can I remember that? Yeah,
You've remembered this much so far.
I guess we can. We got, you just gotta start filing it away. But
That's what keeps me going is thinking, okay, I've remembered all this up to this point, so I can do some more. I can do some more. I
and
got
then
a little
and then
bit
when
more
you
to
go to
take.
conference and you see some of these guys, they're in their 70s and 80s, they're still sharp as a tack. There's
Yeah,
something to that.
yeah,
There's something to this repetition. There's something
mhm,
to continue learning. There's something to masonry.
yeah,
That's good for men.
yeah.
You know,
It's, it takes me back to the Duck Dynasty days. Like old Uncle Si said, your brain is a muscle. That's why they call it jogging your memory.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
but yeah, I mean, just keep at it, keep repetition, repetition, repetition. Like we tell our guys with the examinations and everything, repetition,
repetition,
repetition.
repetition, repetition.
I mean, at one point we didn't know the examinations. Now we're teaching guys the examinations.
Hmm.
So
And I
just
never thought I'd be doing that.
yeah, you just got to keep going. Um, well, we're at about 30 minutes right now. We'll start with like closing down. What you got? Anything you want to? I think we've gone over all the announcements coming up, and
Put me on the spot, but I would like to request prayer for Brother Ron Ramsey's daughter Shayla. Uh, they got a a bad report on health and everything, and I won't get into all that. But if y'all would remember Shayla, uh, Holloway, Shayla Holloway,
yeah,
and
and mentioning that brother Jay's daughter as well too with
Brother
her
Jay's
cancer
daughter.
issues.
And that's what's
Yeah,
going on with Ron. I think it's a cancer. Ron's daughter is a cancer issue, and it just seems like uh, just across the board, anytime that we take sickness and distress in Lodge, it's just cancer, cancer,
yeah,
cancer, cancer.
yeah,
So let's just pray for all the people out there with
yeah.
cancer.
Agreed, yeah. And another, I guess you call it prayer request. The leadership of this country just swapped over,
Isn't that a
and
great thing?
well, some folks say it is, some folks don't like it so much, and I mean,
Uh-huh.
I'm on the side you're on, I believe, but
Well, you
I'd
know,
say pray for them because they're
here's the
gonna
thing.
need.
Here's the thing. Okay, I'm a business owner. We're not going to get too political here, but that's okay. I'm a business owner. I worked for a guy for almost 30 years. Now, as a individual, I did not care for this man.
Yeah,
And I worked for him. I treated him with respect, did the best job for him that I could possibly do, day in and day out. But I didn't like the man. Okay. When I left his company and decided to start my own company, who do you think I modeled my business after?
yeah, that
That
makes
man,
sense.
because that man was a good business owner.
Yeah,
He was a good businessman. He knew what he was doing in the landscape industry. So I model. And I think, once you get past some of the brashness and things that you
mhm,
get with our current president, and you see at the root what he's really trying to do, you know, and put aside the liberalism and put aside the conservatism, and let's just be Americans.
Americans. Yep.
Okay, let's get along and let the man do his job,
Hmm.
and let's get on with life.
Yeah, that's one thing I've always even told myself. You don't have to respect the man, but you got to respect the office. He's the
Absolutely.
president, whether you like it or not. I mean, we've had years that we didn't like the president. There's been years that there's been presidents in all different uh, uh, parties that I loved them. There's been some I've hated. And, it's in the end, it's just let's just stick to being Americans.
Right. It seems like we're on the right course.
But
We'll,
that's what I was getting at. They need prayer to not only to for what they're doing for um, the country and everything, they to be led in the right direction, but
absolutely.
for their protection as well too.
We need
Because
we
of
need we need to return to higher standards and morals in this country.
I agree.
Okay, and you know, at the root, that's what masonry is all about.
Hmm.
Okay, and I don't know why young men and men aren't flocking to lodges. because this country is crying for it.
Yeah.
I mean, from the rooftops, we're crying for it.
Mhm.
And the fact that we have to have a president come in, just right out of the box and start, slashing and doing all that he's done. Uh, you know, what what are we looking for in 4 years?
Yeah.
What are we gonna what are we going to be looking at in 4 years? I don't know. But that office, like you said, that office deserves the utmost respect. I don't care
Mhm.
if it's the past president, the current president, 10 presidents ago, or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's respect the president, get behind him, support him, and hey,
Be a patriot. Be proud of this
and
country.
hey, speaking of presidents, didn't Prince Hall just make Joe Biden a master mason?
I believe so. I don't know the
Will he be
full story.
excommunicated by the Catholic Church?
I will see. I don't know.
We,
That's
we'll keep you guys posted on that. It's getting exciting here.
we're gonna be like some sportscaster.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of. Hey, Biden's a Mason now, but wait,
Yeah.
he's a Catholic.
Yeah.
So how does that play? So we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I've heard some people say that um the Catholic Church is turning around a little bit and they're kind of being a little more lenient with
Yeah,
it. That it's such an old.
they're gonna merge the Knights of Columbus with me.
I know their chapeaux are a lot cheaper than the Templar ones.
Yes. Oh man.
But other than that, I believe that's Oh, you got any other prayer requests right off that
Uh,
you can think of for?
I mean, I always pray for my family. It's you know, I've got I've got a teenage son and, daughters and everything. I got one in
Going through the
college. I've
fun
got one with
times.
my grandkids. I've got a teenage son, be in prayer for my family. I've got a first cousin of mine, David Hughes. It's my first cousin's husband, actually, first cousin by marriage. And February the 14th, he'll be undergoing some stem cell transplants into his bone marrow. And he's been had a really rough time, more cancer stuff. If you would just remember him, and let's just remember let's remember, like you said, the leaders of this country, and not just the leaders but the law officers of this
Mhm.
country. Because I mean, you think about what's going on with the roundups and stuff like that. It's putting a lot of police officers, a lot of responders in harm's way. So let's just
Yeah,
be praying for those guys too.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I work with them every day. The responders out there, the fire guys, the police, and all that. I was one for a while. I guess technically I'm still a responder, but I just don't respond. But and the military too, because those guys do something I
That's
could never do.
absolutely
So they,
the backbone of this country.
yeah, definitely. But other than that, it's good talking to y'all again.
It was really good.
We're
Glad to
gonna,
be back.
you know what? New year, new us. New Year's resolution. We're gonna start planning better.
Oh man,
We're gonna start doing this a little bit
I
better.
like the imperfect Ashlar things.
Um,
We're
but,
not. We're gonna be more imperfect Ashlars instead of the imperfect excuse makers.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
like we said, life gets in the way. We do have families. We have jobs. I run a business. Zach's got kids, and
Yeah.
he's busy. He works some of the craziest hours. I can't ever
Yeah.
seem to
That's
track him down.
that's the hardest
You
part
know,
of it.
like I never know if he's working or not. I just send him a text. Are you working? And it's like
Yeah.
I'm off, for 3 days or
Yeah.
something. It's just like,
Now, and something I've thought about, and it's just something I'm going to bring up, and we'll talk about it more in person, back and forth later. But you know, and with getting this new equipment, I'm going to take some of this equipment home. So if there's a day that you feel like you got something you want to talk about, we can always like Skype or Zoom or whatever. We can do a little over the computer thing. It might be a little,
but you really think I'm technologically savvy.
we'll
Whenever
figure
you
it.
start talking about that, you remember I just got back on Facebook and I can't operate that.
No. Well, we'll figure it out though. We'll make sure it can happen, but that might be something to get us a little more
Yeah,
regular. And I know we've heard the complaints, we've heard the praises and everything too, and we do appreciate that, and we appreciate the complaints as well too, because it makes us want to do better.
and to say upcoming episodes.
Mhm.
Now that we're sitting here, upcoming episodes. We're going to revisit the working tools. I want you to. Can you get that?
Voluntold.
I want volunteer. I want you because you are the stair lecture man. So let's look over this. I want to let's talk about the stair lecture.
Alright, I
It's
can
such a
do that.
beautiful thing and in the
Yeah.
degree, and I would really like to take an episode to talk about it
Alright, definitely, definitely. And like I said, with getting more equipment, I'm gonna try to order some more mics.
because we've got to
That
get
way we
those
can,
guys from Revival,
yeah,
and we've got so many people we
start
want to
interviewing some
interview.
more folks.
It's just there's so much to do, so
Mhm.
little time, but we're
It's
going to do what we can for you.
Yep, exactly. And hopefully we're just gonna get better at it.
Yeah. Anything, any suggestions? Like you
Yeah,
said, anything y'all have suggestions. If you have any gripes, if you have any praise, just let us know.
yeah.
You can
We've
give
got
me,
an email address. I'd have to look it up. Actually, it's been so long since I've seen it. I think it's Imperfect Ashlar Podcast. Imperfect Ashlars Podcast at gmail.com. And that's how I've been talking to Brother
you can
Bill
find me
for
on
a
Facebook,
polite
Vincent
thing.
Head,
Yeah, Zachary Grice.
Zachary Grice.
You, I have been putting these on YouTube as well too. And one thing I have not said yet, and I'm going to say it now. I'm going to sound like a crappy little creator, but like and subscribe because that would help us get more followers. Oh, and it would help spread the word, I guess. But and I don't say that to get subscribers. I'm saying that to get us out there so we can let more people know what masonry in Alabama is.
It's a good thing.
And I've actually been and I'll leave it at this. So there was a certain somebody that was doing a little documentary for a little while, and I've been thinking about trying to start up a little YouTube documentary with us being, I guess you could say, the stars, but host or whatever, um, and trying to show put our perspective on what masonry is, and just do like one big 2 hour long or whatever
Well,
video,
you
and
struck my curiosity. There's a certain somebody,
we'll talk
what,
about that later.
I'm
Well,
pulling on your chain over here, man.
I got
With you. I know
I
you're
was
talking about.
wondering,
Yeah,
but
I did see, they had the preview for that, I think.
yeah,
And
let's say where it was. I'm
yeah,
not gonna
they did have the
claim
preview
it.
for that series that they're going to be starting, and I would have liked to have actually seen it, but I was actually out of town. We'd gone snowboarding.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
I went snowboarding for the first time in my life at
I'm still
57
curious
years old
about.
and didn't break a hip.
Yeah, I'm still curious about exactly what direction they're gonna go with that, and I don't.
It's not going to be good, but that's okay.
I mean, I wish them. I'll say them. I wish them the best. I mean, I just still love them, and I hate things went down like it did, but you know, it happens, and I just hope that it's not something that's gonna interact what we're trying to
Yeah,
do.
I don't think so. I think that masonry has stood the test of time.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that one more negative report is not going to hurt.
Agree. I
You
agree.
agree?
Especially if we keep doing what we're doing.
That's right.
Uh,
All we
but
got to do
between
is we
us
have to
and
show ourselves in the community. We have to show people what we're about, what we're
yeah,
made of, what we stand for,
yeah.
and masonry will speak for itself.
We're gonna say between us and the other millions of Masons out there, I think
Absolutely.
we're making a good marker.
Yes, indeed.
Well, that's going to be it for this episode. We actually made it up to about almost 45 minutes,
That's
so
all.
we're good.
We can hey, we can ramble. We
Oh
love to
yes, we
ramble.
we
And
definitely
we
can.
appreciate y'all's time. Thanks for listening.
We do.
Thanks for
And
tuning in.
any like I said, hit us up on Facebook, um, the email address, YouTube, um, Spotify, iTunes, whatever, wherever you can listen to us, watch us, even though we're ugly as sin.
Right.
um,
It's okay.
we do appreciate it. And, if you would, if possible, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, share it with somebody. If you've got some dude that you know that's a pretty cool guy that has good moral compass and everything, send it to him. Let him know the Masons are here and we want you.
Absolutely.
We love y'all.
We love y'all.